Well, it's only fitting that I drive my E65 AMG wagon to the salvage auction lot to check out the E63 AMG. Actually, I was coincidentally driving this thing this morning because I need my wagon. I use my wagon. It's got a transmission in the back, a torque converter in the back, my camera stuff. I gotta say, it's one of the most usable cars ever. So let's go check out a few cars in this lot. They got quite a few interesting ones. And then we're unfortunately gonna have to check out this wrecked E63 AMG Cannonball record holder. Well, former record holder. So I gotta say, I've never owned a Mustang in my life. Actually, out of probably, I don't know, the 40 or 50 cars I've owned, only one of them has been a Ford, actually a Mercury, same thing, a 91 Grand Marquis. That was my first daily driver. I loved that thing. But I gotta say, these 5.0 Mustangs look sharp, and you could mod the hell out of these. Look at this one, has the gigantic brakes, and I've always liked how Mustangs sound. So I don't know how long this thing's been here. Let's see. Oh, it's got crunched up pretty good. All right, here we go. Yes. Let's give it a little love. It sounds so good. This hood is buckled. Actually, hey, it says buckle right here. It's buckled in a way where we cannot get it open at all. I didn't hear a blower or any turbos or anything under there, so it probably just has exhaust, but cool color. All right, this one's for my buddy Sam. Sam, you gotta stop buying these Range Rovers, all right? They should all be at a salvage auction lot. They're total garbage. There's probably nothing wrong with this thing. It was just totaled out because it's just so unreliable. It's missing the bumper, doesn't even look that bad. And it's not too hard to total them out. 137,000 miles. I mean, that's it. That's got to be like a world record for mileage on one of these things. So almost guaranteed, even if this thing has power, which I'm sure it doesn't. Oh, wait, it does. It does. I was going to say almost guaranteed to not start. I might have to eat my words here. Let's see. Oh my gosh. We found it. We found it. The one and only Range Rover sitting at an auction lot that actually just simply fires up. Now let's see. Oh, yep, coolant level low, check engine light. It's probably got some major engine issues. Speaking of that, let's see, what engine does this have? It's the regular one. It actually sounds really good. Wow, like no ticking, no nothing. It's running well. All right, well, Sam, never mind. Keep on trucking there. Keep on buying your Range Rovers. I'm sure one of them will eventually work out. I mean, they're nice cars. They look cool. Look at that, that's nice. The interiors are nice. Just so unreliable.
Now, I always get asked how to buy auction cars, so I'm gonna try and cover everything you need to know in about a minute. Here we go. Visit IAAI.com. I'm actually at an IAA auction lot for this video, and they have tens of thousands of cars for sale at any given time. For many of these cars, you don't need any kind of license, and not all auction cars are wrecked, so if you're not able to do a major rebuild, you can still find a great deal on a repo, a light theft recovery, or something easy. IAA also has a Dream Ride section, which puts all the enthusiast cars in one place, so you'll find anything from a Ferrari to a Shelby Mustang. Maybe you're into BMW M cars. They have everything. Once you find the car you want, say this 2014 E350 Coupe, you can see that this was a theft recovery. It runs and drives. It has 65,000 miles, and it looks really nice. I love the color, and it has a red interior. This is going to sell cheap too. It clearly tells you who can bid on each car, and in this case, you don't need any license. Members can either check the car out in person or hire an inspector for a pre-purchase inspection, and you can set up shipping immediately right from the site. In the case of this Ferrari, it does require a dealer license, which isn't a problem either, as IAA can easily pair you with a broker who can not only buy the car for you, but ship it anywhere in the world. Best part is membership is only $200 for the whole year. Well, unless you use coupon code LegitStreetCars, then it's only $100, which is the absolute best deal for full auction access. Okay, I think I've covered everything pretty well. Link to IAA in the description box, or go to IAAI.com and use coupon code LegitStreetCars.
Well, unfortunately, it's not too uncommon to see an E63 AMG wrecked at a salvage auction, but this car is something special. This is definitely something you don't see every single day wrecked at a salvage auction, and the guys here at IAA were blown away when they got inside of this car, which I'll show you in a minute, and saw some minor little add-ons, some slight modifications. So this is the famous Cannonball record-beating 2015 E63 AMG. It's owned by a good friend of mine named Arnie. And even though the Cannonball record has since been beaten quite a few times, this is still a very, very special car. It averaged 103, I believe, miles an hour across the country, getting about 11 mpg, which isn't too bad. These were equipped with a twin-turbo V8 from AMG, an M157 engine, a very potent engine, and this one in particular was modified with turbos, downpipes, a tune, and it put down about 700 all-wheel horsepower. So plenty of power to propel it across the country in the time that it did. I forget the exact time, you guys probably know. But yeah, this is a very, very special car to Arnie, and now it is wrecked at the salvage auction, and he really wants to buy this thing back, so fingers crossed for Arnie. But if you haven't heard the story, Arnie was on a little recreational Cannonball cruise, not the actual race, but just with a bunch of other people that were involved in the Cannonball runs, and he just pulled over on the side of the highway, and he just wanted to take a few pictures of the other cars driving by, and he noticed a semi truck in the distance was kind of veering towards him, and unfortunately the driver fell asleep at the wheel, and this is what happened. So the semi truck smashed into the left rear quarter panel. Arnie dove out of the way, and he said that this car actually kind of grazed him as he was standing outside of it. So he's totally fine. He didn't get injured or anything like that, but obviously the car got totaled, and for an insurance company, this is a very easy total. So we have structural damage all over the place. The quarter panel, the rear frame, I'm sure, is bent. The trunk pan's bent, everything. This right here is a big no-no. Insurance does not want to fix anything with the pillars, especially if it gets into the roof. And this car is demolished, but it has a lot of sentimental value to Arnie, so he is going to try and buy it. Hopefully that happens, and he wants to restore it. He wants to bring this car back to its former glory. Before we try and start this thing up, which I believe it did run after the accident, which at this point was a couple months ago, but before that, let's take a look at the interior. I want to see what is remaining in this vehicle from the car that we all recognize from the Cannonball run. So nothing really crazy going on here in the back seat. And what I want to really see is what's left of this. So check it out. Check it out. This is the fuel gauge. He had a 45-gallon fuel cell, I believe, in the trunk, plus the factory 21-gallon fuel tank. So if my public school math serves me, that is 66 gallons of fuel. And Arnie told me he was getting about 11 mpg, averaging 103 miles per hour on his record-beating run. That's actually not that bad of fuel mileage considering the speed and the abuse this thing was going through. He had a bunch of different screens in here, jammers and radar detectors. On these runs, there are spotters all over the place, so they have to stay in communication with them as well. So a lot of that stuff is not here any longer, but this is really cool to see. And the guys here at the auction lot, they didn't think anything of this car until they opened it up, saw this, they recognized it from everywhere on the internet, all the articles, all the videos that were made on this car. And yeah, this is it. This is the famous E63 AMG. And we have to pop the hood. So this car was modified to the tune of about 700 all-wheel horsepower by way of different turbochargers, different downpipes, obviously tuning, and a few other things. And these M157 engines are very, very potent. So this could probably put down a little bit more power than that on E85 or on race fuel, which obviously wouldn't really work out too well for a Cannonball record. So it was actually kind of detuned for 93 octane. And we're not going to be able to see too much under the hood except for these aftermarket little silicone intake tubes right here. And even with just a tune, these cars wake up. They are so fast, especially the all-wheel drive version. And I think this thing does start. So let's get, oh, wait a minute, hold on. We got to see. I don't think the fuel cell is still in here. Well, I don't know if anything, oh, this thing does not connect it at all. Let's see if there's any wires. Nope. They forked this car out into an open spot for me, and I guess that just didn't fall off, which is nice. But it's just laying there. And yeah, the fuel cell's been removed. It was damaged in the wreck. Obviously, that would be a big safety concern. So no more fuel cell. I'm not exactly sure how he has the fuel system hooked up on this, but I believe it will still start just by using the factory fuel system. So let's go see if it starts. I'm gonna assume it's dead. Really, any AMG, if it's gonna sit for a couple months, Probably doesn't have any juice, but let's just see. No, we're dead. Hang on, let's get a jumper. Check out the serious jumper pack here at the auction. You know you're jump starting a lot of cars when you got one of those. So we have power to the terminals under the hood. And let's see what we have here. Yep, take key from ignition. Let's start her up. We have an aromatic malfunction, an SRS malfunction. I'm sure pretty much every single light is on this car, but let's see if she starts up. Ooh, fired right up. Nice. Collision prevention assist plus inoperative. Let's see, we got aromatic. How many malfunctions? Blind spot assist inoperative. What else? Come on, Mercedes. There's got to be a few more. No? Is that it? Come on now. There's got to be a brake light on or something. No check engine light. There's your SRS. Oh wait, no, we do have a check engine light right there. And we have a check engine light, a tire light. For a car that looks this bad, that's not that many lights. There are some Mercedes that are in perfect cosmetic condition that have more lights than that. So this thing runs, it's actually really quiet. We have the exhaust just kind of shooting right out on the inside of that bumper though. I'm not sure what he has done to the exhaust, and it could just be cut off, but listen to this. It's got a good drivetrain. I don't think the drivetrain was hurt. If this thing doesn't get rebuilt, it'd be a great transplant candidate. Let's see, how many miles are on this thing? Okay, come on, get it on. Oh, there we go, brake lights, there we go. Wow, this thing has 100,000 miles on it? I had no idea. That is crazy. That is a lot of miles. I was under the impression this was like a very, very low mileage car, but this is 700 all-wheel horsepower blasting across the country with over 100,000 miles on it. Amazing. All right, we're in the burn section over here, and sometimes it's really hard to even figure out what kind of cars these are. So Avalanche or one of those Honda Ridgelines, I have no idea. But not all of them are burned. I think this Tesla Model X doesn't look burned. This actually doesn't look too bad. When I rebuilt my P85D, which is basically the exact same chassis, I noticed that the frame rails are very, very beefy. It's hard to mess those up. And this looks like a little side swipe here. Not too bad. This is definitely getting rebuilt. And let's see. Yeah, that crazy glass roof looks okay. And I gotta say, I don't understand how people keep these white Tesla interiors nice. I have the off-white in my Model S, and maybe it's because I'm a mechanic, but yeah, I gotta clean that thing all the time or it'll start to look pretty nasty. Oh, this is an Escalade. Look at that. So what else do we have here? We have a Hellcat? Nope, 392 Hemi. Still a really, really cool car. And this thing is demolished. Look at that. Just gone. Gosh. You know, you see a car like this or like this, and all you can do is just hope and pray. What is this? RT? Is this an old Intrepid? Yeah, it is. It's an Intrepid. Wow, when was the last time you guys saw an Intrepid? These things, for a while there on Craigslist, you'd search and you'd see all of these cars, the Concorde as well, with bad engines. They smoked. I don't know what the exact problem was, but Jesus, this thing made it long enough for this to happen. Wow. So hopefully everybody was okay in that one. Here's another real bad one. Oh my gosh, this car is literally ripped in half. Here is the back end of this Volkswagen. Oh my God. Crazy. I gotta say, some of the carnage here is just unbelievable. Unreal. We're inside of the car. And we're outside of the car. I know you guys are gonna give me crap about this, but for some reason I am intrigued with these Maseratis. I think they just look so good, and I get it, they're horrible quality, everything breaks on them, but they have two cool little cameras up here, so I'm assuming some kind of adaptive cruise control or something along those lines. Really cool paint color. They look amazing. They tank in value, so you can pick one of these up for dirt cheap and kind of look cool driving around in an exotic Maserati. And take a look at this interior. Wow, this is so cool. Now, I don't know what's wrong with this car. And sometimes when you don't know what's wrong with the car, it's probably been flooded. Could have been a theft recovery that they just didn't steal anything out of. So let's take a look here. Yeah, I don't feel any water, although it could have just dried up, and this thing is gonna be dead, totally dead, not gonna start. But I get it, guys, I get it. This has like a Chrysler infotainment screen. It's kind of bland and whatever. This is the famous Doug DeMuro panel gap type of car. It's a Ghibli, but I think they look cool. And if you get one of these, especially with a salvage title that is a few years old, they're like $10,000. So you can look cool driving around in your Maserati, well, you know, until it breaks, which is probably gonna do a lot. I don't think I've ever said this, but this Mazda caught my eye. I don't know much about Mazda at all, but I know a gigantic aftermarket intercooler when I see one. Look at this. Look at this. So this guy's probably got some mods. Straight up just says total right here. And it's got a Canon sticker for your oil changes. That's gotta be worth something. Not sure what's going on here with the roof. Cobb is a big tuner, so I'm gonna assume maybe it's got a Cobb tune. Let's see what we can see. Let's see if this thing starts. Ooh, it's a manual. Cool. All right, where's neutral here? There we go. We don't have any juice at all. This thing is not starting. Mazda 3, Mazda Speed 3. Where's the hood dealie? There we go. Let's see, we can see under the hood. Got a pretty cool scoop here. I hope there aren't many Mazda people watching right now. I know nothing about these. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we have a performance air filter and little air intake tube dealie right there. And this looks like, ooh, Threadstone. I ran one of their intercoolers before. This is, let's see, the outlet to the turbo going to the intercooler. That's been modified, so probably exhaust, I'm assuming, as well. So intake, exhaust, a tune, an intercooler. Let me know in the comments section, would that make a Mazda 3 Speed fast? I have no clue. That'll do it for today's video. Make sure to check me out on all the social media platforms at LegitStreetCars. So as always, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and most importantly, have an awesome day. I'll catch all of you in the next video.